Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to another webinar for LE Publishing for you, for teachers everywhere around the world, whether you're primary or secondary, adult, young adult, all ages, all levels, and it doesn't matter what course books or lessons you do. I think you'll find in this session various materials that you can use and adapt in any way that you like, although most of these materials come with guides and online materials you can use with them. So we'll do our best as we go along to give out some ideas of what I would do in certain situations or pictures I have before me, but you can bring your own ideas too. In a live session, I can't wait to get out and start to meet people at conferences and workshops for these materials, because then when I get amongst you we can do some great activities and really be creative and see how you would use these materials too. And that's what I want you to do. As you look at what you see before you in this session, think about how this applies to you. How could you adapt these materials for your situation? There's no fixed rule, there's no particular fixed idea on what we do with visuals. As you know, they are ideal. So my email is there if you want to email me with any comments, questions, or things not clear, or links. international@leonline.com is the email for the representatives for LE if you want to get hold of these materials. Follow them on social media and let's get going. And we're going to cover like three areas really in this session. The first thing, we'll be looking at some of their illustrated dictionaries, and please don't be put off by the idea of dictionary, because here before you you'll see really fantastic collections of pictures and dialogues and some interactive materials online to really do a lot with images that you often need to have at your disposal when you're working with course books or looking for something extra, looking for something new, including there a book which is called LE Vocabulary in Pictures. So a younger collection of pictures there. All of these are topic based, but I'll show you as I go through some of the things that you can do with these books, some of the pages that you can use either as pages or on your interactive whiteboard. They all have a digital element, which is Be Smart, is a platform where you can put in the code from any of the books you have from LE, and you can then activate the digital books that come from the resources. And LE Link is a beautiful application on all devices, smartphones, tablets, and you download the app for free, LE Link, and you can scan a page and suddenly you have the audio or the video that goes with the book. We're going to look at some of the many games that you have in the LE catalogue to play games with any age. They look like they're children's materials, but I used to play games with business English students when I was a teacher. Who says the kids should have all the fun? And these photo cards and role play cards we'll look at towards the end, with wonderful prompts for discussion and role play too. Let's kick off straight away with the sort of page you'd see in the illustrated dictionary, and you know, it's tempting to look at this and think, oh, it's just a picture with a few other little images, but if you put this on the screen or make a worksheet out of it, there's so many things you can do, right? I mean, you could make it like a memory game, you know, you could just maybe hide the images at the bottom and just show the scene where people are sitting at the couch or the armchair, or there's a child lying on the floor, and you can ask the students to look at this picture just for 30 seconds and then go back to a different screen or hide the screen completely, and then they've got to remember what did they see in that picture. Or they could simply work with you as a class to model the activity, and then in pairs they could maybe describe the picture. Just start off with colours, you know, find something green, find something red, or you know, there is, there are. We can do some there is and there are with this picture, couldn't we? Or we could do prepositions, right? We could say, where's the tree? Well, it's next to the fireplace. Or where is the lamp? It's in the corner by the curtains, by the window. So, you know, these are scenes. When I used to teach a lot more than train, I just got so much out of a picture like this, and you really can, you know, develop, bring out the language. And of course what we know about images is that they are universal. You know, the minute they see what's going on, we're all on the same page, literally, and then you can pull the language out from there. You can see the objects itemized at the bottom there: cushion, coffee table, picture, lampshade. You could ask the students in pairs, you know, to point to things, and the student might point to the picture there at the bottom of the chair, and then the other student has to look at the chair, find it in the picture and say, oh, the chair is in the corner. You can't see that there because it's on another part of the scene. Or where's the picture? The picture is on the wall. You could make false statements or true statements. There's a child lying on the floor. True. There is a spider climbing on the wall. No, there isn't. Okay. The children are doing their homework. No, they're not. They're playing games. So it's true or false statements. That would work quite nicely. These are, as you can see quickly here, all of these books, these illustrated dictionaries, and the vocabulary and pictures, these two titles give you all the main standard topics and words that you need. So they're all in the course book, but now you can take out these pictures and use them much more. Isolate them for flashcards. You could take these pictures and make little tiny flashcards, or big ones, okay, or stick them on the wall. And for 1 week, you've got, living room words, and then the next week they're doing bathroom words. You can just think widely how you can use these pictures. This one, for example, going back there, you can ask the students to maybe draw a picture of how things look in their living room, putting in the words and objects that they've seen. Here we go, in the bathroom, there you go. That could be me. Look at that with my pink. No, not really. Look at that. Oh, nice little picture of the couple on the wall there. Sweet. And all the objects you'd see in the bedroom and bathroom there. And there's the bigger picture. So there's the left-hand side, and then you can see the right-hand side. So that's a double-page spread, and that's what the students can see on the board. If you put it on the whiteboard, you could make a poster out of it. Again, you could make flashcards here. You could ask the students to point to things. Maybe, as I'll explain later, make little mini flashcards. Maybe you could photocopy these, or maybe, get the students to make copies and make out little cards, and they could make little playing card games. And we can Google easily games with flashcards. If you Google that, you can see, ways of putting pictures in sequences, and the kids have to sort of hide the cards and then guess the sequence as they look over the cards, and they can also. You could even ask the students to make little flashcards, little playing card size cards, or you could do that. And then they have maybe multiple copies, or let's say 2 copies of the toothbrush, 2 copies of the sponge, 2 copies of the razor. So you have them all face down. You've got 2 of each particular picture available, but they're all face down, and they're all completely hidden, all face down, and then playing in pairs. One student looks at the card and then realizes, oh, it's a toothbrush, and then they pick up another one and they realize, oh, that's a toothbrush too. I can keep that. I win that pair. Or you put them all back down. One picks up and goes, oh, it's toilet paper, all right, and the other one, oh, it's a sponge. So you don't win that pair because they're not the same. So they both go back down. I think some people call it Kim's game. That's a memory game there. If you Google playing flashcard games or using flashcards in ELT or English language teaching, you can take pictures like this and really adapt your classroom with images. Now, here is an example of that very unit, but what we had here was the topic, bedroom and stuff, and then if you go, if you have the digital version of the book and you put the code from your ordinary print copy, there's a code in the cover, on the front of the cover, and you put it into the website, which is called Be Smart. I'm just going to demonstrate that for you now. Be Smart is here. Okay, Be Smart, and it's a platform where you register, and here you can see I can. Do you have a book? And do you want to activate it? So I activate my book, and once I go into Be Smart, okay, and I've got the illustrated dictionary. So I look at a library here and I put in ILLUST, and already the words are bringing up the books in question, and I open my digital version of the illustrated dictionary in this case, and I'm not going to spend too long as a digital demo here, but what I will show you here quickly is the book comes up as you're your Wi-Fi or your cable connection, load up the book. Down here I have the index, the contents pages. So here, for example, I'm going to the living room, and I can see here the arrows. I can click the arrow here, and I keep turning the pages until I come to the second page of this double page spread. And what happens is you have the double page, let's say bedroom or bathroom, or you have the living room and dining room. So these double page spreads show, this is on the digital book, and you can play it on the interactive whiteboard, project it up there, or on your tablet. And each double page spread of the images has a second double page to do a little bit more, and what they do is they show you really neat little dialogues for every single topic. And we're just going to look at one here. If I just zoom in, I can go down here and zoom in, alright, and you can see here bedroom and bathroom, and there are icons here. There's a microphone icon, which is to play some audio, and here are some exercises. And you hear, look, here's the dialogue. Now a dialogue goes with every topic. It's fantastic. Before we do it, just let me quickly show you. There's extra vocabulary for the topic, and down here, beautiful. There's always a few idioms, 3 or 4 idioms that go with it. Look at that. Have skeletons in the closet. To have a skeleton in the closet. To throw out the baby with the bathwater. To sleep like a log. And a bed of roses. Alright, so there's idioms, extra vocabulary, and there's the dialogue. The dialogues are really, really sweet. So it extends the vocabulary into a more meaningful and conversational context. If I click here on the audio, up comes on the right hand side the script, and there you have the picture. What you could do actually is maybe show this picture to the students before they see the role play, and then perhaps they could predict the kind of conversation that might be had here, where he's lying there and she's not lying there and they're discussing something. Actually, it's a very innocent little conversation about what they need to buy at the shops, as opposed to what I thought was going to be, why don't you get out of bed, you lazy man? If I click here, down here, you can see I've got the play button, and it will play a model dialogue on the audio.
Sandra, where are you?
I'm in the bathroom, dear. I've just had a shower.
Will you be long? I'd like to brush my teeth.
No, just a moment. I'll just put on my dressing gown, then I'll...
Right.
We could jump along a little bit to the next bit.
I hope so, dear. I'll set the alarm clock for...
So if I click here on this icon, it brings up the screen here where I can see the picture that goes with the dialogue. You can see the dialogue there is on the right hand side, and there's a picture there. Now you could actually show that picture first and see what the dialogue might be like. I thought it might be something about, why don't you get out of bed, you lazy man? But it's a very harmless conversation about things we need to get for the bathroom. If I click the icon down here, I can play the dialogue to listen to the audio, and then it becomes a nice little listening comprehension.
Dear, I've just had...
Sandra, where are you? Sandra, where are you? Sandra, where are you?
I'm in the bathroom, dear. I've just had a shower.
Will you be long? I'd like to brush my teeth.
No, just a moment. I'll just put on my dressing gown.
Okay, you can fast forward here. You can see with the button down here, or I can pause it. There you go, I could pause it there, and as you can see, it highlights the text as we go through. That's really nice. It's a nice little listening dialogue there, and that is the case for every single topic throughout the book. I can close up here by bringing it back to that double page spread with the prompts and dialogues there and the extra vocabulary. If I go to, just quickly here to show you, there is the interactive exercises here. Here we go, in the bedroom and bathroom. Anthony wants to, and I go, have a shower. Anthony needs to remember to buy. I'm just guessing now, just doing this for the sake of activities, and I check my answers and I got them all wrong. That's because I wasn't paying attention. I could try again, try again, try again. Let's have a look now. Okay, I haven't done it very well, but I can show. Look, here's the answers. There we go. Super easy. So here we are back at the picture, which as I said, I could isolate from the digital version there and maybe elicit the dialogue. Or maybe now that I've taught the dialogue and done the listening, maybe they could recreate that. Maybe you could give them, the script to reenact in a role play situation. As you saw, there's an extra element to the page which has extra vocabulary. In this case we have routines. I'll explain about extra vocabulary in another example, because all the main topics are covered, and then in the next page you have the dialogue but some extra vocabulary just to sort of look into the topic a bit further. Here we have some routines, so yeah, that helps you with the course book, but then maybe the students could again, you could take those as make little worksheets, cut up pictures, and then you hide the pictures, and the groups of maybe 3 or 4, they have to pick up a card and they go, have a shower. What time do you have a shower? I have a shower about 7 o'clock. Okay, you pick up a card, he picks one up. Put on makeup. I don't put on makeup. Okay. So you can use the routines as little flashcards or prompts as well. Again, it's really nice the way these pages have little idioms, and they're very useful. There's to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I actually said that the other day in a conversation. And these are the extra vocabulary items that we cover in the pages. You get the brush, comb, tweezers, nail scissors, nail file. Brilliant. Moving along and just keeping it into what I hope you'll see is the kind of vocabulary that we're working with alongside your typical course books at low levels. Here are all the chores. I was doing a webinar recently about a topic on who does the work around the house. Is it men, women, equal, not equal? And now, of course, we've got some vocabulary here, itemized and beautifully illustrated there. You can do a lot with those as little mini prompts or flashcards, or you could hide the translation, of course, and point to them, or students have to point in pairs and they have to point to a picture and say, what's he doing? Oh, he's brushing his suit. What's he doing? He's closing the window. So you can use it as a collection of pictures, and the students point to different ones, and they're the ones calling on, maybe they've got the answers, maybe one student has this with all the words and the translations, and then partner B has just the pictures. So partner A is like the teacher testing partner B, and then they can swap over. There's really, lots of creative ways you can use them. But I think what I want to convey here is we look at pages like this in these illustrated dictionaries, and it just looks like it's something you should really try and use and remember. But it's a tool. We can really use this in the classroom. We can even use it for part of a storytelling thing. If you think of all the pictures that go on in this series of topics, we'll see the list at the end. We could combine a lot of these pictures to make stories, or ask the students to make stories. And just looking at those ideas there, you could mime, in pairs again, or maybe in threes. They could look at a picture and they choose one, and then they go, oh, what am I doing? You're ironing, okay? Or what's he doing? Oh, he's washing the floor. Just mime the pictures. Just get the students to use the pictures as little prompts there. Oh look, I like, I loathe. Isn't that a good conversation? I like ironing. I love washing the floor, okay? I don't mind. Or ranking them. Since nobody likes chores, why don't we ask the students to put them in a different kind of order of the ones that they don't mind doing, but the ones that they hate doing. What do I hate doing? I don't mind closing the window. I don't mind plugging things in. I don't really like laying the table. I hate ironing. Hate cleaning. I like doing the shopping sometimes. Depends what I'm buying. Okay? Idioms again. What are these ones? To clean up your act. Yeah, clean up your act. Get yourself sorted. Sort yourself out. Wipe the slate clean. Let's start afresh. It will all come out in the wash. I like that expression. We use that a lot. It'll all be okay in the end. Now a nice double picture scene there for a restaurant. Okay, lots of things going on there. Look at that. You can see this is going to lead to some ordering. Okay, being a waiter or a customer. You could maybe imagine the conversations. Just Students have to describe what they're eating there. Things they like and don't like again, okay? I guess you might have to hide the alcohol if that's not something you can show in the classroom. But I love pizza, I like pizza, I hate cheese, I can't eat cheese, alright? Or we can look at the, again, this is on the digital book. I might try and flip around to see that again. Here's a conversation. Look at the waiter. He doesn't look too happy. So ask the students, oh, what's going on here? What's going on? Why is he pointing? What's she looking for? What's the situation? All right. So again, using pictures to attract the attention of the students to, see if they can, elicit. You can elicit from them the vocabulary, even the structures, and certainly the conversation. Did I put it up here? Oh, I did. Look. So I clipped this from the digital book and just put it here to save time. Can I bring you anything else? Dessert, coffee? Just the bill, please. Okay, so you had still water, white wine to drink. Okay. They didn't like the drink. They didn't like the wine. All right. So, nice dialogue, ordering, checking with the waiter, complaining. Now you have a nice little restaurant thing there. You might take that dialogue and chop it up into little pieces. So I took the dialogue, clipped it from the digital book, okay, and then I would photocopy it and then chop all the lines into different separate pieces, and then the students have to work out, perhaps before they even listen to it, what they think the correct order would be. I think that's quite long for that, so I might just chop up the first half into pieces and then leave the rest as a listening or a reading, okay? But this is in the digital part of the... Oh, let's listen. Go on, let's have a little look. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. Be smart. There we go. I've gone straight to my digital version of the book. So skip past there. Let me say I can't find it, so I go to the index. I'm looking for restaurant. There we go. Restaurant. There's the picture. This is the digital book, remember. I see the dialogue. I go up here, and I see my picture, and I see my script, and then I play the dialogue.
Can I bring you anything else? Dessert? Coffee?
Just the bill, please.
Okay. So you had still water and white wine to drink, is that right?
Right, but the wine was terrible.
Okay, can't help you there. Go to a different restaurant. So I'm going to close that down and then go back to my little PowerPoint here. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. And just to say, that's all in the digital version of the book. It comes free once you have a copy of the book. And I was just showing you there how to chop up the dialogue and see how you can make that into like a jigsaw activity. At the greengrocers, or you can make it the supermarket, it doesn't matter. Look at there, all your vocab words. Brilliant. And then they could be little flashcards. And by little flashcards, I mean something the size of a playing card. A flashcard is often a huge thing that you show the class, and we test them and we ask them and we model the language, and that's fine. But, they like to hold the cards, don't they? So sometimes we can do activities where they can be in a line, maybe in alphabetical order, or things that the group likes the most. But I think if you make little playing card size ones, it takes a bit of time, but once you've made them, or get the students to make them, they love to make things for you. Then you've got a whole collection of cards, and make multiple copies of the same cards for different purposes. If you just look online, using flashcards in English language teaching, and you may even have your own ideas, I'm sure, then you could take these pictures and adapt them for what you see. There's no time to really do a lot of that now. I just want to show you where the material is, and I think they're really tasty looking illustrations. Avocados in there. You see, avocados so big these days. Everyone's eating avocados. It could be a sort of I went to the greengrocers and I bought. So you're doing, or I went to the supermarket. So the memory game, and you have a group of maybe 4 or 5, okay, and you've made all these pictures into little cards, all right, and they're in a pile in the middle of the group, and nobody can see them, and then they take turns and they look at the card, and they don't show anybody else, and then they go, okay, I've got the avocado. I went to the supermarket or the greengrocers and I bought, and they have to listen because they can't see the card, an avocado. Okay, next person picks up a card, pineapple. I went to the greengrocers, supermarket, whatever, and I bought, what did Andy say? An avocado, so we want the and, or some later. an avocado, and I bought a pineapple. Number 3, picks up a card. I bought some cherries. No, Andy's. Oh yeah, I bought an avocado. I bought a pineapple and some cherries. And if you can't remember, like pineapple, the person with the card can just show it as a prompt rather than give him the answer. So using the pictures together is really collaborative and supportive. You know those sorts of games, I'm sure, or make them into bingo games. Maybe some of you right now are shouting out, Andy, bingo, we can play bingo, picture bingo. This is a nice one where we've got a page of ways of describing hair and eyes and hairstyles. So there's one. Yeah, you see it in course books. Now you've got a nice little collection, a gallery of images there to make descriptions. Again, they could make them into little flashcards or prompts, or maybe you're the teacher at the front of the classroom and you're highlighting some of these pictures. Who's got curly hair? They have to look around. Oh, Ben, he's got curly hair, whatever. Or they could look at another page in this book which is about the family, and you say, oh, my uncle John, he's bald, okay? Or my mum, she's got grey hair. I don't know, whatever. So really mix it up. These are from 2 different topics in the book. And there's the list of all the topics you can see in it. 35 topics in alphabetical order and a thematic index of the idioms. So just quickly look at the topics there. I mean, all the topics you really need to cover any kind of syllabus, really. And there we are, B1 to B2. But then, you know, that's officially what the book is for, but I think you can do some very, very basic beginner activities there. 2,000 words. Yeah, I think the illustration style there is kind of, teens upwards, I'm going to show you something in a minute which is younger. 35 themes with dialogues and idioms, and as I said, you can put a code from your book into the digital book part of the ELI Online website. And you have the audio, and as I showed you, some interactive exercises too. The ELI link is a downloaded application, and then you scan the page, or rather the cover of your book. Then the app knows the ELI book you're talking about, and then you open a page, and then you scan the page you like, and immediately you have the audio. Fantastic. Now we're going to look down to the younger ones, the ELI vocabulary in pictures in English. I'm not going to spend as much time on this because the same rules apply. You can mix and match a lot of these topics and words for all sorts of different games, or group work, or pair work, or things you can do to introduce language, or to revise, or practice, supplement with your course book. What have we got here? They're lovely, aren't they? I mean, who doesn't love tons of pictures? That's the first thing we learn as teachers usually, is just how to get language out of the class into English just by using the universal concept that is image. Image. From there we all know what we're talking about, we just don't know the language yet. Look at that kid blow drying the dog. It's cruel, but no animals were harmed in the making of this book. Yeah, sweet. What shall I wear? And I picked these deliberately because, these are the topics we looked at earlier, but these are just to show you a younger version of these topics, just less on the page, more younger characters, and slightly younger looking illustrations. Look at that cat playing there, taking his clothes, nice poster on the wall. And again, routines here, but just a bit younger in the pictures. So if you do work with younger children or just younger groups, then you have some nice illustrations you can use there. Again, less on the page, but still here talking about routines and then doing activities there that would work alongside your course book. Actually, this book has some nice a page with some nice clock pictures to talk about o'clock, quarter past, 20 past, quarter to. The whole time thing can be used as, again, little mini flashcards there. If you took a little clip there, printed it out, this could be in black and white if you printed it, and then everyone has the same time or different ones to play with. And then you could also combine different pictures of different times here with different routines perhaps, or maybe hobbies and things, and they could make up things that they do. It's just for making things up. It doesn't have to be true. At 12 o'clock I play tennis. At 10 o'clock I have my breakfast. It doesn't have to be accurate in your life, but we want good, accurate language from prompts. And I think, once they've got these images, they feel a bit more in control, instead of being picked on by the teacher or by the exercise in the book. Here we go. Cute watch now. There we go. Some things about school. This is school subjects. So there you go. You could go back to that series of pictures on times to revise a time, or just use these as real pictures of things that start at 8 or happen at 2. And then you can look at the subjects in your timetable. So now the students are talking about, on Thursday at 12 we have history. Okay. What about you? On Monday at 2 we have geography. Okay. So you can see what's going on there. Cute picture of the mouse there. Cute picture sitting on the books reading. Aww. All right, in the classroom, that's quite a nice little scene there. You could ask the students there, can you see something blue? What colour is the rucksack on the boy here? If I get my mouse, okay, here. What colour is his rucksack? It's a red rucksack. No, teacher, it's a yellow rucksack. Use the picture to get the students talking and listening and understanding or not. Where's the world? It's there on top of the cupboard. What time is it on the clock? Nice one. All right, and then images there that you can use to teach or revise. They sometimes work quite well as a sort of memory picture. For example, here, what I mean by a remember picture is you ask the students to look at this picture, for example, or this one, doesn't matter, depends what you want to teach. And then they have 30 seconds to look at this picture. Okay, we won't do that now, but you could do that. And then they have nothing. All right, so then they have to remember, oh, teacher, again, teacher, again, show me. Okay, so you say, okay, no, 15 seconds this time. Memorize the picture. Okay. And then they have to work in pairs, well, threes, that's quite nice. What do they remember? Okay, and where things were, maybe, right, his computer, the lamp was over the computer. Her rucksack was blue, So that's a nice one. Or you could say, what's missing? So you have the picture, and then you hide something. So there we were, I hid the book. But they don't know that, they just see the whole picture. And you say to the class, okay, everyone, close your eyes, close your eyes, come on, close your eyes. Yep, okay, nobody looking, okay. Okay, look at the picture. Oh, what's missing? Oh, the teacher, the book is missing. Yeah, okay, so you get the idea. That's always very popular with any of these pictures. And that's really what I want to show you, is all the topics that you'll see in a minute are in a younger version for the primary students. A1 to A2, keeping the level lower, and about 1,000 words there or more. Not just nouns, of course. You've got verbs, adjectives, prepositions, and situations. Again, you've got a digital version of the book. Let's just see if I can show you that now. Have a little look. If I come out of my illustrated dictionary, and in my menu of my platform I look for, if I just put vocabulary, it comes up, I know that. I open the ebook, and there I can see my picture of the cover. Here I have the contents pages, and I can look here. Okay, happy birthday, let's see what happens here. I've got a nice little scene of the birthday party. That's really nice. You could use that to talk about birthdays, what you have for birthdays. And if I click here, I can see another spread, but it's only for the interactive exercises. So this is only online. And then I click play. What have I got here? Match and listen. Okay. All right. Match and listen. Match and listen. Grandmother. Oh, okay. Good. Popcorn. No. Okay. Okay.
Popcorn.
And wow. Aren't I amazing?
Straw.
There you go. Continue,
Ant.
and there's more there. So just a quick example of the interactive exercises that go on in the LE vocabulary in pictures. I can just come out of there. That's a nice picture. Birthday. Who's got a birthday today as you watch this, I wonder? Okay, so that's the list of all the themes in that particular book. Look at those. So have a think now. What are you teaching at the moment that might need some of this? All the main topics you'd want. All right, and There's a few more. This was a nice one again. What are they doing? Describing. Look at the cat. What's happening? So that's a present continuous, isn't it? You could do a present continuous lesson with that picture. I might just keep out all the vocab around it, unless I want to use that to pre-teach. But you could look at that scene or the other scenes you've seen so far and say, look, what's happening? You know, what's not happening? Or, hey guys, this was last week. This is a picture from something happening last week. Yeah, the cat is knocking. No, not is. It's past. Ah, the cat was playing behind the TV. The cat was knocking the chips over. Or the girl is reading a book. No, this is in the past. She was reading the book. Okay, or they were lying on the couch or sitting on the couch. So now you've got a whole thing to do with grammar. This isn't just an illustrated dictionary in that sense. I picked this one because, of course, it's a nice little lead in there to talk about things that you like to watch on telly. Films, cartoons and sports programs. Okay. Music lesson. You could do a song there. They've all got to choose an instrument as they look at the picture and they sing that song. I am the music man. I come from down your way. What can you play? And the kids all shout back, what can you play? And then the student chooses the trumpet. I can play the trumpet. Brilliant trumpet, eh? Or I can play the guitar. So, you know, if you don't know I Am the Music Man song, Google it. It's on YouTube probably, and then they'll all like to sing it. I've done that very successfully, I can tell you, however stupid I look, with many a good class. My day, writing, reading, thinking, painting. So now we're back to routines. I couldn't do something about young learners and not show the farm. No, I'm not going to sing. All right then. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a... And then you have to point to something. Donkey. All right, okay. On that farm he had a donkey, E-I-E-I-O, with an E-or here and an E-or there. There a E. Okay, right. So, brilliant fun. Not an illustrated dictionary. It's a prompt for songs and taking turns. And that's a nice one about being on the farm. Seasons, okay, talk about what you do at different seasons, what happens, what festivals there are at different times of the year, what's the weather like. You know, and you could actually have those pictures up on your class wall the whole year. And then, you know, I suppose you could make one. I know what you could do. You could have that left-hand side here as a worksheet in colour on the wall all the time, or make a big poster, and then make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones, individual pictures. So you've got a picture that just says it's windy and it's sunny, and then the students, when they come in every day, they have to find the one flashcard that really captures the weather, and then although they can always see the different vocabulary, they choose one for the weather for that lesson. And hey, maybe during the lesson the weather changes, because I'm in Glasgow. I'm not Glaswegian, but I'm in Glasgow, and the weather changes all the time. In a lesson I could have 4 different weathers, I'm sure, and the students could tell you to change the picture or choose the weather person for that lesson. You know, again, make it up, but get creative. When I grow up, I want to do webinars. When I grow up, I want to be, you know, those are great little pictures there to get students thinking about routines. You can think about objects, things that they eat, all the sort of things that you do in your profession, role play. My goodness. And I chose this one because in this particular topic, you haven't just got animals, but you've got all the different things about describing animals. And for those of you who do even basic CLIL, you know, content and language integrated learning, other subjects in English, if you're doing biology or even geography maybe, you can talk about animals here, combine that with your lessons, and these would make nice little flashcards too. You know, what's got fur, what has big teeth, what's got whiskers, you know, talking about pets and identifying where animals come from. I just posted this picture here because that's at the very end of the book, and it's always nice to have a picture of the world. You can never have that too much. Kids need to remember often where the world is, what's in it. Now that's the platform, besmart.it, and there you'd log in at first, register, and then you put in the code for your book, and that's the way you can see these digital versions of the LE books. Not just these books, but all the books that you have in the catalogue if you're using other LE titles. And that brings me to language games, and I think LE, they have such a range of games. They look like this. Here's one. What's this one? Preposition Island. I'll have a look at this in a minute. And they have loads of games for different levels, different age groups. We'll look at a little video in a minute of what you can see on YouTube to introduce the games. But don't we just love games? And this is not just for kids, all right? I mean, they might have cartoons in them, but I used to teach adults, and they would not object every now and again if I said, hey guys, we're not doing the course book today, we're going to do some grammar. Yeah, but we're going to play a game. And off we go. So let's have a little look at this.
ELI Language Games, a rich and original series of educational games for language learning, unique in its genre. The result of 30 years of experience in the field, and with the widest choice of titles on the market, ELI games are internationally renowned for their great educational value and superior quality. Replayability and safe components are key. At all ages, learning a language through play is fun and it's effective. Each title is available in 5 languages: English, French, Spanish, German and Italian, and can be used alongside and in support of any coursebook. ELI games are developed on a range of levels, in line with the Common European Framework International Guidelines. Let's have a closer look. New vocabulary and language structures are acquired in the most natural and entertaining way, from basic words and simple language functions to more difficult structures. Players will learn and communicate more and more effectively. The more you play, the better you get. Grammar revision and practice have never been so much fun. With specially designed bingos, with dominoes, with board games, with card games. ELI games are also a fantastic way to learn about countries, their culture and their traditions. Cross-curricular topics are explored. Always a great idea for group play. There's so much to discover. The games feature very simple mechanics. Instructions are included with each game and are also downloadable on our website. ELI Language Games. Play and learn. Sentence Maker, A2 to B1 level. This game enhances the practice of verb tenses, time expressions and vocabulary through the continuous process of sentence creation. The box contains a board with 66 spaces, each showing a verb in the infinitive form, 66 cards with time expressions and indication of point value, players' markers and 3 dice, a 6-sided number die, a die with personal pronouns, a die with different sentence forms and 2 joker sides. The game is played in teams. The board is set and each team selects its marker. Let's see an example of how the game is played. The first team rolls the numbered die, makes a 3, and then moves the assigned marker to the verb space on the board. A member of the team picks a card randomly from the time expression deck. It's a 5-point card. A member of the opposing team rolls the personal pronouns die, while another rolls the sentence forms die. Now the team has all the required elements to formulate a sentence. Remember, it must have a clear meaning. In the summer, we do not look for a coat. If the team formulates a correct sentence, it earns the points on the card, and the card is placed at the bottom of the pack. The game ends when a team reaches the camp. The winning team will be the one with the highest final score. The teacher's booklet, also downloadable from the website, contains the game rules and suggestions of different other ways to play.
So if you go to the website and you've registered for free, you can look up a game like Verb Bingo and then download the instruction booklet. It's all there. You can print it out, and there are all the instructions. It comes inside the box as well. There's one here. I can open this one. There's the instruction booklet. But there you can print it out yourself if you want it, or get a spare copy for colleagues. Actually, let's look at that. I like this one. Preposition Island. It's prepositions, of course, to practice. A nice little board game there. So here we're looking at, we're going to pre-teach the prepositions. Okay, if you can see that. And then, oh, it's lovely this. Just love it. The board game here is the all the different people on the pirate ship. All right, and then the cards in this one. If you go to the YouTube channel or that link here, you can see the instructions. All the different things the characters do, all right, are listed in the games with their different sentences and the missing preposition, and they have to look at the picture on the board game, and then if they can correctly identify the right preposition for the card picture, they get these little gold coins. It's so sweet. Actually, they're not gold, but we can always pretend. We are playing games after all. There we are. You can also download the instructions from the website too. And finally, the photo cards and role-play cards that we have at Ellie. This one is a series of cards, 75 picture cards, so 75 photographs we'll look at in a second, and that is for intermediate and upper. And the idea is to promote a discussion, prompt critical thinking in some cases with teaching notes. And here, for example, is a picture. You get one picture for the topic. All right, what are we doing here? The students would have to guess what's going on. This is about Lucky Charms, I would say, because I prepared this already. And that's a clover, four-leaf clover, which is good luck if you find one. I found one when I was a kid. I did, really. Normally they're 3 leaves. Anyway, the point is, this one is a discussion. So on the back of the photograph, you have the different prompts to discuss. Have you got a lucky charm? Do you carry one with you? Does it help you? So we're talking about superstitions here. What else we got? Here's another picture. This is one picture, one topic. Nice one here, because then you'd get the students to think about what's going on here? What's the topic? Well, it's racism. And now you've got a lead into what forms of racism, what prejudices do we have? Number 3 there. Do you notice episodes of racism in your day-to-day life? And there we have some of the main topics below. Superiority, inferiority, prejudice, slavery, xenophobia. What's this one here? Tattooing and piercing, as if we didn't guess. Look at that. You could show this picture, and the kids or the adults or the young adults, whoever you're teaching, can just look at this, form impressions, describe how do they feel. Have they got tattoos? I would hope not if they're junior. Would they like a tattoo? Where would they like it? What picture? You know, just great. And there you get some prompts to use the photograph. Do you like tattoos? On what occasions? Number 4, are they only juvenile fashions or a widely used practice among adults? And of course, from age to age and from culture to culture, it varies, doesn't it? So lots to say just about one picture. There's a nice one there. That makes you think, doesn't it? What does that make you think? You know, hope, despair, who sent it, why, what's it say? Do you know any true stories? And that one there, Message in a Bottle. Great song if you know it. Number 1, have you ever communicated in an original and imaginative way with strangers or people who live far away? So it's not just a message in a bottle, it's what other ways we communicate. Maybe you'd look at that later, but look at that. I went online and found a news story about a real message in a bottle, so you could do that. And there's loads of stories like this, by the way. So linking it to your course book, or linking it to the real world. So I look at a picture and I don't think that's just a flashcard. That's a prompt for lots of things, and we connect it to the real world. True story. There's the link if you want to find out. But there's loads of them. Apparently lots of people have been sending messages in the bottles. Some of them are found and some of them are not. And those who are not found are not in the news, are they? Because they haven't been found. Cute. There's the boy who found one. The photo cards, of course, have illustrations inside the pack, or you can download them from the website. And here's a list of the 75 topics that you can use here. So loads of scope, loads of connection with different course books and curriculum topics. There you can see them all listed there. And finally, let's role play. Similar idea, one picture, or rather picture prompts for pairs, or in some cases threes, where the students have a prompted role play. So this is for lower levels up to upper intermediate, so elementary to upper intermediate, 75 different themes in everyday situations. So at the greengrocers. So, and now we have and finally we have Let's Role Play, which is another pack of visuals, this time elementary to upper intermediate. And the idea here is that we have 75 cards, but 36 everyday situations, and we're getting the kids or the adults or teens to work in pairs or groups of 3 based on the prompts that I'm going to show you now with teaching notes. So here you have the customer, so you're a customer in this one, but that's a partner A, and partner B is the greengrocer. Okay, so I'm going back there, customer, greengrocer. So you can see here the customer's being prompted. You go to the greengrocers to buy some fresh fruit and vegetables, follow the model. You can use the prompts in the box and the pictures on the reverse to help you. Meanwhile, the other partner is reading this. A customer comes into your shop. Follow the model. You can use the prompts in the box and the picture on the reverse to help you. Now you can see there that the conversation is then guided. Give him this, give him that, answer this while the other person's asking. So very, very carefully guided, prompted dialogue. But there, customer, the partner A, who's the customer, can only see the objects, apples, pears, leeks, lettuce, whereas the greengrocer can see the prices. So there you go. The conversation is prompted, and the vocabulary is there, and it's an information gap. Here's one at the restaurant. It's all linking to the themes we covered earlier. I hope you noticed that in the dictionaries. This is customer A in a restaurant asking for the menu and choosing. Customer B is dining with that person. Okay, but you also have here a waiter. So they've all got the same menu. I'm just flicking between the slides here. That's customer A, same menu, different things going on, greeting the waiter, asking for a table for 2, asking for the menu. And their customer B is following customer A, their partner, entering the restaurant. Your friend asks the waiter for a table for 2. Your friend asks to see the menu. And then there's some expressions at the bottom there. And there's the waiter doing his or her part. And there's a more advanced, possibly an older scenario where there's an internship, and that is a pair work activity there with getting an internship in a reception in a hotel. And there's the job seeker. The problem is they want to get the job, and there is all about that you're finishing a job in a hotel, and there you're meeting a friend who's just finishing the internship. So you're finding out all about the workplace. There we have the teacher's notes are inside the pack or downloadable from the website, and instructions on how to use the cards, and there is a list of the situations, okay, and also across the range of levels that you can use in the role play pack. And there is a model, so each of the teacher's notes show a model, not for every particular scene, but just one model to show you or the students exactly what you expect from those dialogue prompts. So thanks again for joining me on this webinar on visuals and games in English language teaching. My email is there with any comments, feedback, queries or ideas, or things that you need. And the email there for my LE colleagues is international@leonline.com. Follow them on social media and check out the website, and let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.